Is that a diamond chest? Oh my god, there's so much good loot in here.
A lot of people fake Minecraft speedruns, and some of them can be absolutely hilarious. But here are some of the funniest fake Minecraft speedruns. We're only a few seconds into the speedrun. There's already a massive problem on the screen. Can you notice it? Can you notice the lack of hearts and hunger bar? This guy's in creative mode currently. Oh, this guy's also spawning right next to a chest. I forgot to mention that just a moment ago. I love how they put the game to peaceful but didn't actually change their game mode out of creative, so they're still in creative mode. Not gonna lie, this is the most interesting furnace chest I've ever seen in these type of speedruns. There's no netherite gear to speak of. There's only a diamond picks, a few stacks of TNT, a flint and steel, and a stack of chests. I don't know why there's a stack of chests in there. I have no idea what he's gonna use that for, but the other stuff maybe be useful. Ah, I was mistaken. The netherite gear that he was after has been stored in a chest underneath the block that the first chest is sitting in. I should have known that, being a speedrun connoisseur myself. And I just wanted to bit more questions on not just the netherite gear that's sitting in here, but all the other nonsense that's in there. It makes sense to have the eyes of Ender, a bow, and some arrows, but a lot of this other stuff here makes no sense. First off, you got a sword of every single type, which is useless. You got a crossbow, trident, another flint and steel. Like, you filled up all these chests with a bunch of useless items to you. This now makes even less sense considering that this is another chest filled to the brim with food when you could have just put a stack of golden apples in the previous chest that we looked at. Let's casually just fly over to the other village because you're still in creative. Wait, did this guy just use an ender pearl and thought it was an eye of Ender? Does this guy even know how Minecraft even works? What? Oh, okay, maybe he does because he figured out which one was which, because he's probably used them before, because apparently this village is on top of a stronghold. Does this guy not know how far you have to dig down sometimes for a stronghold? He seems to be so confused on why he hasn't found it yet, so he's going back up to the surface to use more eyes of Ender for them to show him that, hey, you still got to go down, mate. This guy proceeds to spend 5 minutes digging around the hole trying to find a stronghold when he doesn't even go down far enough to find said stronghold. Oh my god, we've finally made it to the stronghold. It took him long enough. We proceed to spend another 5 minutes searching around the stronghold. He couldn't even find the portal and he gave up. My god, some people. I rate that speedrun a 0 out of 10 because he couldn't find the portal. Nothing suspicious about this speedrun yet, aside from the part that this guy is very slow at picking what tree to break. I like how this guy goes back to the tree that he has right at spawn instead of looking around at all the other ones. He just goes, actually no, I'll go do this tree instead. Ah yes, the typical chest underneath a tree. Who would have guessed it? Who would have guessed this would have been the exact thing you would do when you go look at a couple of different trees and go, actually I'll go break down this one. What the hell is 𝓵𝓷𝓴𝓼 blocks? What in the world are we looking at here? Why is this guy making a golem-like structure with these Obama blocks? Oh, it didn't work. Wait, hold on. What is that bottle in his inventory again? All hail Lord Obama. Let's just ignore this speedrun, eh? We've just started the speedrun. Not only has the guy has updated his game mode to survival mode very recently, he's also standing in front of a pre-built nether portal that's slightly bigger than normal, an enchanting table, and 2 chests that have probably got some loot inside of it. Wait, hold on a moment. Is this guy actually going to do the piglin train that we usually see in speedruns nowadays, or does he just give himself 3 stacks of gold for no good reason? Oh, and then of course he's got like the armor of netherite as well as a full set of netherite tools. We don't worry about that. Also, 6 stacks of steaks. I don't think you need that much food for a speedrun, mate. And 9 stacks of ender pearls. Again, I don't think you need that many e-pearls for a speedrun, but we'll go with.
Gotta show it. Oh my gosh! Lapis lazuli and netherite. Oh my gosh!
Gotta love that beautiful reaction we just heard. Oh my gosh! Screaming at the top of his lungs. Now this second chest is entirely overkill. We got so many stacks of lapis. It's not even funny. I understand having a few of them, but this many? Oh my god! You don't need that many netherite blocks. You've already got a full set of netherite tools. Why you need more netherite? I like the very clean cut in between having no levels and no EXP bottles to suddenly having 8 levels and a stack of EXP bottles and already back into survival mode yet again. Beautiful chat, that is.
These are obtainable in survival. You just have to kill a sheep and then say oogla boogla biggly.
Well, the kid's not wrong. The EXP bottles are definitely obtainable in normal Minecraft, just not in the way he's trying to say it is. It's just, you get them from villagers, mate. It's very simple. No, this kid does not intend to use the gold to trade with piglins. Instead, he's just going to throw it into the lava pit. Why did you give yourself that in the first place if that's what you're going to do? I love how there's just a blaze spawner sit on the other side of the portal, and there's also a chest there. I wonder what's going to be in this chest. I guess we'll find out in a moment. I just love the obsessive overkill that this guy's done. It's not just 1 stack of blaze rods. No. We're going to have like multiple stacks of blaze rods and multiple stacks of blaze powder. Let's just add a stack of chests in there for good measure. Why was the spawner there? Just for decoration. Don't worry about it. I love how this guy just throws an eye of ender, which goes in one direction, then he goes in the other direction and say, oh my god, it must be down this cave. Totally not suspicious at all, mate. He sees the stone bricks, throws another eye of ender and says it's leading into the stone bricks, despite the fact that the eye of ender goes completely behind him. So we'll just won't worry about that one. He literally only put down those like 2 stone bricks just so he can be exposed to and make it look like like it's a stronghold. Then he's put in a fully lit end portal, which has the absolute possibility of absolutely impossible of actually happening. And another cut, and suddenly we have an elytra and 2 stacks of rockets in his hotbar. You know what I'm going to say to this? Really not suspicious at all. This guy then proceeds to fly out to some obsidian towers and take out some end crystals and then falls to his death. Good job, mate. I rate this a 5 out of 10 because it's slightly entertaining on the stupidity behind it all. Smooth start to this speed run. This guy's already level 7, which has a very high chance of absolutely impossible to occur. This guy gave himself a starter chest, but not just any starter chest, it's a starter chest surrounded by a couple of diamond blocks. You know what, this isn't the craziest chest I've seen today, but it's still pretty insane for the sheer amount of totems of undines, the sheer amount of golden apples, and then 2 stacks of netherite blocks just for good measure, even though you've got a full set of armor and tools in there as well, but you know, you can't be too sure, Oh, and of course the stack of obsidian and the flint and steel. We're only 55 seconds into the speed run and it's already nighttime. Good on you, mate, because it's like nighttime only comes after 10 minutes into the game, not 55 seconds. We run to the nether and there's a casual chest inside of a not so natural cave inside of the nether. He opens up this chest and we've got a couple of stacks of blaze rods, a stack of e-pearls, a few strength potions, and some slow falling potions as well. I don't know why you need the potions for, most people should be able to beat the Ender Dragon without them, but hey, if you need them, you need them. He crafts off some Eyes of Ender, then throws it off into a random direction. Let's see what he's going to do to go and find this stronghold now. This guy then proceeds to spend 5 minutes searching for the stronghold by going into a complete random direction, not actually doing it properly and just incessantly spamming the Eyes of Ender. He proceeds to then give up, make a location command, and then TP to the stronghold's location. He then proceeds to dig straight down the moment he gets over to the area where the stronghold is meant to be. You know, breaking the #1 rule in Minecraft, don't dig down. Wait, hold on a moment, this guy's using a hack client to do a speed run? Dude, if you're that bad at the game, why are you doing this in the first place? Don't use hacks, it won't ever do anything. I like how this guy had to activate Fullbright using his cheat client, even though you can just easily do that in the game settings by going into the setting files. But we won't worry about that, It didn't even work. He then proceeds to spend another couple of minutes searching through the stronghold, not finding anything of use, and decides to use the location command to try and find an end city. Don't know how you're gonna find an end city when you're not even in the end, mate, but you know, you do you. This guy then proceeds to give himself some portal frame blocks and makes his own portal, and it completely fails to work because he didn't even set it up correctly. This guy then proceeds to attempt to summon a dragon using the summon command, but doesn't even know how summon commands work, so he fails that entirely and then just gives up on the speedrun entirely. I rate that speedrun a 7 out of 10 because it's entertaining enough that I'll use it as the intro piece to this video. Yes, that's right, this is the one I used in the intro. So at least the starting of the speedrun is actually quite normal. There isn't any weird obscurities like, let's say, XP already being in the hotbar. So after crafting a set of wooden tools, we jump into the water to see this open cavern already there, totally not already prepared and mined by you just previously. No, not at all. I love how there's just random chest with a sign as well as a portal in there as well. Out of all the things that you would put into a chest for you to have OP stuff, you put a spyglass in there. I mean, you got a stack of enchanted apples, you got a netherite sword, netherite pickaxe, and full set of netherite armor and an elytra. Totally legit. Immediately on the other side of the portal, we have a couple of bones with a few signs and a piece of obsidian telling them to dig right down at it. What's going to be underneath? Take your guesses. It's a chest with precisely a stack of blaze rods. I mean, he went through the effort to at least go into the nether before he gave himself this, but he gave himself other things that come from the nether in the overworld. Makes perfect sense. Note the already existing ice path in the nether, which also leads to another nether portal at the other side of this ice path. What, we're going to be in the stronghold and the portal's already going to be lit? I mean, at least he didn't cheat that. He's just in the overworld again normally. Can we just have a side note here that it has apparently already been nighttime, so mobs have spawned in this area despite the fact the speedrun's only been going for 3 minutes? Casually goes into creative mode while in the overworld. Don't worry about it. He gave himself a stack of Eyes of Enders and nothing else from the creative menu. Also note the fact that there's also a stone pillar coming out of the ground made of stone bricks. This doesn't spawn normally whatsoever. Let me guess, stronghold over there? Yes, let's put ourselves back into survival, why don't we? I find it funny there's already a handful of Eyes of Ender in this area on the ground despite the fact he's only used like 3 from his hand already. Yes, the pole you totally didn't make is right there. Look at it, stare at it. Ominous cut to the portal room. Doesn't even give us the point of him digging down, he just teleports there apparently. And he gave himself all these OP items just to use creative mode to beat the Ender Dragon. GG, I give that a 3 out of 10 for just the sheer what is even happening here. We're not even a second into this actual speed run and I can already tell there's already 2 big indicators showing that it's fake. First off, there's a command clearly done literally the moment we cut into the new world where it says set own game mode to survival mode. 2, the sun is currently going down And we're also in the third person perspective, which it will never spawn you like this by default. What? Most speedrunners would automatically know what village houses to actually go into and what not to. And we go into the third one, go upstairs, and instead of opening the chest like a normal player would do, they just break the chest, they waste a few seconds, and then all this item pops out of it. I'm sorry, but there's no way you can tell me that Netherite and enchanted golden apples spawn in a villager house. Like, what the hell? Oh, after crafting all these items, we have a massive jump cut, and suddenly we're in a different location, entirely different. We're in a savannah now, and he's also just gotten back into survival mode yet again. My god. You know what? I was looking at that chest for a moment. I was like, oh, this seems perfectly normal. And then he hovered over the golden sword, which has level 1000 enchants, which is impossible to do without the use of a command block. From the way he's moved around, I think he forgot to give himself some obsidian. And then we have a jump cut. Okie dokie. In between cuts, he's placed down a chest, and I'm going to assume that it has obsidian inside of it. No, it just has a bucket of water. Why does a bucket of water? And another jump cut. And another jump cut, because we see for a moment he gets the advancement of going into the nether, then suddenly that disappears, and now we've got the command set your own game mode to survival mode, and there's the command block with a button on it ahead of him. My god. Why is he giving himself experience points? Bruh. Oh look guys, he forgot to make himself an enchanting table. Let me guess, he's gonna make it in creative mode now. And we have a jump cut, and suddenly there's another command block there. Let me guess, it's gonna give you what you need. My god. I love how he pretends he doesn't see the command block right there at all. He used a command block to give himself 2 books. That's not even enough to make an enchanting table, because you still only have 2 obsidian. What? Oh hey, another jump cut, and he just sent himself back to survival mode. Let me guess, there's going to be a command block somewhere around here that gives him the obsidian that he's missing. Well, talk about subverting expectations here. Instead of having a command block behind him, he's filled to the brim with e-pearls, a bunch of golden tools, blaze rods, and a few pieces of obsidian. My god. I love how he goes through the nether portal and he's automatically in the end stronghold right next to the end portal, and he gets the achievement advancement too, which makes it, his friend obviously set this up for him. Well, at least he did the ender dragon fight in survival mode as legitimately as you can with a god sword. Give you a 5 out of 10 because I feel bad for your frame rate in this. Time for a bedrock speed run. Now unfortunately this is in a different language, but it won't stop us from breaking down the stupidity this will become. We spawn with a ruined portal right around the spawn point. Pretty damn lucky if I do say so myself. And as we can see in this beautiful chest over here, we got some bloody brilliant loot, because you're so damn lucky, because look at all the beautiful loot in here. You got a full set of netherite armor, netherite weapons, totem of undying, some arrows, some e-pearls, everything that you're gonna need for an average speed run. Wait, hold on a moment, that doesn't seem normal. Oh look, a not so suspicious cave at spawn. Oh my god, it's a dead end, but look at him, he's gonna break this one specific block right in this one area. I wonder what's gonna happen. Oh, it drops him into an already activated end portal. Well, that's a bit brilliant. This is gonna be the fastest speedrun I'm gonna get today, aren't we? Hold on a moment, looks like someone's been here before. Not only is there water and some random explosions of beds and all that right at this bedrock area, the dragons also got next to no health, and all the crystals are destroyed. My god, at least when you're trying to cheat, don't make it this damn obvious. And even with all the cheating, he still fails to make the jump to actually complete the thing. And he tried to shoot an arrow at the ender dragon while the ender dragon was perching. If you knew game mechanics, you knew that that doesn't work. I honestly question the need for all that overpowered gear when you've already pre-set up the ender dragon to be pretty much automatically killable. I give that runner 2 out of 10 because of why? There's no subtlety at all. This must be some special speedrun because we're already starting in a pre-made world that looks like the thumbnail's already in an end portal. What a start. Yes, this is a 100% legitimate speedrun. We're already inside of the end portal. Like, we're actually physically inside of the end portal frame. They somehow no-clipped into that and it's actually activated. And look, just hear their reaction when they hear this.
Oh my god! Oh my god! What is this?
He's really playing it up for the camera, isn't he? I love how he's also got a full set of netherite armor, tools, and an elytra as well, but nothing is enchanted, nor does he have any food or any other items. It's literally just the tools, armor, and an elytra. Now the kid is acting like he didn't set this up, going, no way, am I in a stronghold? Oh my god, netherite tools, bro. This is not suspicious whatsoever. This is totally not sus. And because he's got himself physically stuck inside of an end portal frame, he has to change game modes in order to get out of the end portal frame. This is totally the most biggest brain speedruns I've ever seen. What? I don't think there was a cut there. I don't think this kid knows how to edit at all. I think he had a bunch of items sitting on the other side of the portal, just sitting there waiting to be picked up. So now he's suddenly got TNT, fireworks, a bunch of ender eyes, and a few other bits and pieces, and it's just like, why? Yes, as normal Minecraft, you have the elytra before you beat the ender dragon. It's exactly what you do. My god. This kid's aim is absolutely astounding. The kid might actually die here to the enderman. What? Because he was about to die from the enderman, he went into creative mode again. What is this? Then the kid proceeds to hit the obsidian tower and fall to his death. Congrats, GG, good on you. Absolutely pro level play games here. I'm gonna give that an 8 out of 10 because that was pure entertainment in its rawest form. So we start off with this first speed run right next to this beautiful, beautiful chest, which is going to blow our expectations right out of the water, and we find out what's inside of it. Which, hey, wouldn't you know, it's the typical normal thing you'd find inside of one of these fake chests. A full set of netherite gear, a netherite sword, netherite pickaxe, some golden apples, obsidian, flint and steel, and e-pearl, you know, just the normal shenanigans you see inside of these chests. I love how we've already rated the speedrun due to his continuous having to type up every little thing that happens. Casually makes an oversized portal, wasting some obsidian and time. This loading screen is unusually long, and we start hearing blaze noises while still in the loading screen. We get into the nether finally after that long loading screen. We spawn right inside of a room, well, right in front of a room that has a million blazes with a blaze spawner and a bunch of hoppers on the ground, which is, well, least to say, very illegitimate and doesn't happen normally. He leaves the nether with only 3 blaze rods, which is definitely weird to say the least. Wouldn't you want to make sure you have more than enough? He then proceeds to waste a couple of minutes by slowly putting things in the chest, typing in chat that he doesn't need them, making himself an eye of ender, and then putting whatever left over from that inside of the chest, and then typing in chat again, wasting valuable minute right around the same area that he spawns in. There so happens to be a very deep hole in the ground as well, which I didn't point out before because I thought it was just weird generation issues, but no, it's a genuine hole. We drop down this hole to find an end portal in this area, surrounded by bedrock, which is impossible to say the least, and it's also almost a full portal, only requiring 1 more eyes, which is possible to get in normal Minecraft, but extreme levels of unlikelihood of actually happening. The moment we get into the end, he changes game mode to creative mode, which again makes all the items he gained from that chest at the start absolutely useless. He then spends a couple of minutes slowly going around destroying all the crystals, and then finally starts on the ender dragon, which he also decides to put himself back into survival mode to beat the ender dragon after destroying all the crystals. And then once he realizes he actually missed one of the crystals in the iron cages, he decides to go back to creative mode and destroy it, which then he goes back to survival mode to try and beat the dragon again. I rate this guy a 3 out of 10 because, oh my god mate, stop typing every 10 seconds, damn! So this speedrun starts off with spawning in front of a collection of trees. There's no harm in a bunch of trees, right? Except for the fact that these trees are made from netherite and emerald blocks, which is definitely something suspicious to say the least. He also is spawned near a village, which is possible to say the least, but the actual well in the middle of the village is actually made of netherite, emerald, and diamond blocks, which is definitely impossible to say the least. So he goes inside one of the villager houses that has a chest. Now this is pretty normal, this house normally has a chest, but the contents inside of this chest is definitely not normal, ranging from a full set of netherite armor, netherite sword, pickaxe and axe, stack of obsidian, 3 stacks of gold apples, e-pearls, eyes of enders, beds, crossbows, some totems, as well as a trident, a few potions, and other bits and pieces inside of this chest, which is entirely impossible to ever happen with all this loot. This person then aimlessly wanders around the village for a couple of minutes, wasting a lot of time, before finally going off in a direction to hunt down a stronghold. This guy must be using some form of beta 1.18 because those caves aren't normally generated until the 1.18 update, which isn't out as of now. He then aimlessly wanders around the caves area until he comes across this randomly large vein of diamonds, which is definitely not normal, and I don't think it's quite possible for a 10/12 vein of diamonds to spawn with a random gap in between both. Which, by the way, time for another game of Guess That Thing. What's going to be hidden behind this massive vein of diamonds? You've got one answer and one answer only. Is it going to be a portal? What did you think? Anyway, on the other side of this massive veins of diamonds, we got this end portal as well as a bunch of end stones surrounding the portal itself, which, ignoring the portal for a second, it is impossible for end stone to spawn in the overworld whatsoever. And yet, here we are. It's end stone in the overworld around a portal, baby. And when he puts all the eyes of enders in, it turns out he made the portal wrong, so it doesn't even function in the first place. Congratulations, mate. You fooled yourself, for now you're going to have to remake this portal and try again. And a jump cut. cut. Of course there was. Why wouldn't there have been? And suddenly the portal is working this time round. I wonder what he did. He then proceeds to spend 3 minutes beating the Ender Dragon, taking out all the end crystals, failing a 1-cycle bed routine because he didn't have enough beds, and then beating the Ender Dragon finally. I rate this speedrun a 4 out of 10 because it was somewhat interesting until the stupidity took hold. So we start off this speedrun not only of standing up at the top of a tree, which I don't think this is possible to happen in Minecraft where you spawn on top of a tree because it's not a solid block that you can actually spawn on. We also have a command up in chat where it says that he set his own game mode back to survival. I like how when we make it to the ground level, he perfectly sets off in the right direction to go towards a ruined nether portal. It's almost like he planned this. Once we open up the chest at this ruined portal, not only do we find a stack of diamonds, we also find a shield, a full set of netherite armor as well, just to add the cherry on top, but no tools, which is weird. He then enters into this village where there's an iron golem sitting around, starts to hit it, but then realizes he probably needs to set up and do some things for it, and then fails to do it for the first time round. I just want to pose this question. You've already got full netherite gear and diamond tools. Why do you need to kill the iron golem for it? It only gets killed in a normal speedrun because you need the iron for tools. And jump cut. Suddenly we're back in survival mode yet again, and I don't even know what he's done here. Oh, that's right. He's given himself a stack of iron on the ground there. I just question everything about this already. You don't need the iron. You've already got diamond tools. 1 or 2 iron for a flint and steel is all you need. And another jump cut. Why though? That is the most obvious jump cut I've ever seen. And another jump cut. At least this one was a bit more hidden, but suddenly now the stack of obsidian is in the inventory, and we also got a message up in chat saying that he turned back into survival mode. Anyhow, he builds his nether portal, walks back into the village, and goes to a chest inside of a random building that has 3 stacks of snowballs and a stack of fire charges. Okay mate, makes sense, totally normal. As we go into the nether portal, we experience yet another jump cut. This time around we're gone back into survival mode yet again. Suddenly has 4 stacks of woods in his inventory, all of his armor's enchanted, and he's also got golden boots now. We then proceed to spend a few minutes fighting a ghast and absolutely failing the entire time before he gives up and starts roaming away from the area, trying to find, I'm assuming to be either a stronghold or a bastion. We spend another minute just randomly roaming around the nether, then he digs into a random wall, then we experience another jump cut, and we're in creative mode in a different location now. What? He then realizes that he's still in creative mode and puts himself back into survival mode. He proceeds to spend another couple of minutes exploring the nether before we experience another jump cut, and now we're suddenly in front of the nether fortress. We then spend a few minutes roaming around the nether fortress, killing a few blazes, getting 2 blaze rods, almost dying to a wither, and then suddenly he walks away from the nether fortress, and then we have a jump cut and he's away from the place. Anyhow, we leave the nether and we start roaming around the desert a little bit, and then yet another jump cut. Okay, nah, I'm done. 0 out of 10, too many jump cuts. Dude, plan this stuff out next time. We're moving on, we're done with this one. This speedrun starts off by spawning around the corner from a ruined portal. The chest of which is over at this ruined portal has a full set of netherite armor tools, as well as a golden pickaxe, a golden apple, golden pants, flint and steel, 2 stacks of gold, and a few pieces of obsidian to finish creating the portal. We waste a bit of time by killing a handful of chickens that are around the area. We then head into the nether, and then suddenly we have a jump cut going to a position where there is a bunch of piglins spawned out, as well as the fact that their health has decreased a fair bit and their armor isn't as high as before. Whilst trading with the piglins, we have yet another jump cut, and he walks up to the actual piglins and pick up 11 eyes of ender, which is an impossible trait. Can we stop with the jump cuts, please? Anyhow, after collecting all the loot from the piglins, we head back to the overworld, and he starts sorting their stuff out in their chests, and then we have another jump cut, and they're suddenly next to a bed, and it's daytime. These jump cuts are starting to make me go insane. So we have 2 things immediately wrong on screen. First off, this guy's already got a stone sword in his inventory, and it looks like it's already been used, as the durability is actually shown up on the actual thing. Then we also look ahead of us, and we've also got a tower of wheat that goes across by a little bit, which again, I don't think it spawns like that normally, but hey, I might be wrong. I like how there's just a random chest in the middle of the acacia forest just outside of the village that contains a couple of wooden planks, a few saplings, and also a bit of diamond in there. This guy's trying to claim it as some form of bonus chest, but first off, the bonus chests typically spawn right next to you, and this is quite a fair bit away from where you actually spawned or started off in this world at the start of this clip. And secondly, diamonds don't happen in these bonus chests, only a few wooden tools, saplings, and logs. And we have a cut, and this guy's now got a stack of netherite blocks and diamond ore in his inventory. And not only that, there's now some diamond ore and netherite blocks on the actual ground in front of him. I mean, sure, this works, I guess. I don't think this kid quite realizes how the hell you actually create netherite tools, because he tried to put a full stack in there in the shape of a pickaxe crafting recipe and did not get anything out of it, and he sounds so surprised for it. And a jump cut, and now we've got, all of a sudden, we're already in creative mode here because the hearts, armor, and hunger bar's completely gone now. He's also got a netherite sword, pickaxe, axe, and shovel in his hotbar now. He realizes he's still in creative mode and switches back to survival mode. And another jump cut, and this one was blatantly obvious because we suddenly jumped from being inside of a river in the water and we're suddenly over at an abandoned portal, or quote-unquote abandoned portal. Really, you just made place down a few netherrack bricks, there's some gold, a chest, and an activated portal already, which is slightly taller than normal. Entirely legit this is. He forgot to take himself out of creative mode yet again and realized that he needs to do that now. And in the chest that we have over here, we've got netherite boots and a netherite chest plate. Don't know why he didn't give himself the pants and the hat at the same time, but I guess he doesn't want it to be all entirely really fake, I guess. It's the most obviously fake thing ever, but you know, do you. And another jump cut over here. We're now in a different part of the nether. It looks like to be an area that he mined up by hand. He put down some netherite bricks and a few blazes and called it a mini nether fortress. His hotbar's now changed entirely and he's forgotten to take himself out of creative mode yet again. He proceeds to spend a couple of minutes killing some blazes and realizing he only got 3 blaze rods from killing a good handful of blazes. He just has another jump cut, gives himself a full stack of blaze rods as well as a stack of e-pearls, and he's still in creative mode, still yet to take himself out of creative mode from our previous scene. And another jump cut, he's still in creative mode, we're now back in the overworld, and he's also made a portal to the end, have already lit it, and so on and so forth. I think we're done with this speedrun now. I give this a 2 out of 10 because, dude, don't use so many jump cuts. Try and take more time to set up your setup beforehand before you actually attempt the fake speedrun. So with this speedrun, there's a few things you can pick off right at the bat. First off, this is clearly a modded version of Minecraft. There's a few little bits and pieces. For example, you see a whole lot of items menu appear in their inventory, as well as the fact that there's a block idea up in the top of his HUD. Secondly, there's also a bonus chest being put at the spawn. At least this one looks like a bonus chest, I'm assuming it is, but I never knew bonus chests were actually allowed in a speedrun. Also, he's using the old texture pack, so this potentially might be an old version of Minecraft. Not gonna lie, this guy almost fooled me. This looks almost like a real bonus chest. I mean, it's got the scattered bits of wood, it's got the scattered bits of sticks, but it's also got a piece of iron, piece of flint, and a few bits of obsidian as well in there, which doesn't normally appear in a bonus chest. There's also a few little bit of spots of stone on the ground there, clearly indicating a place for a portal to go if he wants to use a portal. And of course, he goes to put a portal in one of these little slots, but he also accidentally places an obsidian in the middle of his actual portal, meaning he has to go to creative mode in order to fix this issue. He then goes into the nether to collect a few bits of glowstone, which reveals a hidden chest underneath this glowstone, collects a water bucket that's in this chest, and then goes back to the overworld. Very weird speedrun thus far. Using the glowstone he collected from the nether, he makes another portal. Wait, is that an ether portal? Hold on a moment, is this an ether speedrun that's cheated? What? And when we make it into the ether, he just starts mining wood like nothing ever actually happened. I mean, you do you, mate. You can do your own type of modded speedrun. I didn't know it was a category and a thing that actually existed, but hey, go for it. This is still fate, but hey, I give this speedrun a 4 out of 10 because unlike the last one, it's all planned out and all idealistic, as well as it makes use of a few mods, which is interesting. So we start up another mobile speedrun, and immediately there's a bit of a suspicion over here. I'm not 100% sure about this one, but I'm 90% sure that you can't spawn around 1,000 blocks away from the center of the world. Typically, the spawn's about 200-300 blocks off center in one direction, but I've never seen a spawn point 1,300 blocks off center. I don't know, let me know in the comments what you think about that one. Aside from that weird discrepancy, there really wasn't much issues with the speedrun thus far. He breaks trees like normal thing, but then I suddenly turn back around to where he spawned, and there's a red X on the ground made with red carpet, which is interesting to say the least. Then he types, "Oh my god, treasure." Yep, this is definitely where we start to go along the fake route of this speedrun, don't we? Ah yes, it's one of those overkill hidden chests where it's got not only a full set of netherite arm mask, a netherite sword, pickaxe and axe, and all, as well as a handful of stacks of golden apples, a stack of eyes of enders, and also a bucket of water for some reason. Oh my god, guys, very lucky seed. Mate, we all know you're trying to pull a fast one on us by trying to disguise this as some form of lucky seed when, well, these things don't spawn in a chest in Overworld. I mean, netherite gear can spawn in a chest inside of a bastion, but not in the Overworld. Oh, and don't get me started on the goddamn eyes of ender. Oh great, we have a sign attached to a burst tree telling you to dig here. Let's play another game of Guess That Thing. What's going to be underneath this goddamn piece of dirt he's being told to dig underneath? What are you going to get? Guesses in 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's going to be a stronghold or slash an end portal or something along those lines. Let's find out. Oh my god, and what was it? Ah, it's an end portal with only one eye of ender missing. This is really giving me a bit of deja vu to a few videos ago when this exact same thing happened, but underneath a villager house instead. All fake speedruns think alike. He gave himself a stack of eyes of ender when we really only needed one, but hey, I guess you're in the bedrock version. You can't exactly give yourself just a single thing from the creative menu. This guy takes about 5 minutes to go from the entrance of the end portal to actually get over to, I don't know, the center of the end island. It took forever to climb up this goddamn area, only to find out that the Ender Dragon's already been defeated and the XP orbs are falling out of the sky because obviously he quickly beat it and left the area before the EXP orbs could actually fall out of the skies. I give this speedrunner a 1 out of 10 because this 6-minute video felt like it took years to go through. This speedrunner immediately starts off with 3 levels attached to their player name, which we all know is fake. It is impossible to start off with any experience points whatsoever, but we just acknowledge the fact that he's also got 3 potion effects on him, resistance, fire resistance, and night vision at the same time, and it's also nighttime already in this world. Great way to start off, mate. Great way to start off. We make our way inside of the village house that we started right off in front of, and we go and take a look in the chest, which is filled to the brim with impossible to gain loot from any form of villager chest, ranging from enchanted netherite gear, most of which has already lost some durability for some weird reason, enchanted golden apples, a stack of TNT, golden carrots, 55 eyes of ender, 2 stacks of netherite blocks, arrows, and as well as a bow, and then 9 potatoes. I'm going to assume the potatoes were there beforehand. After following an eye of ender towards a certain location, he starts to dig straight down, stops halfway, throws a bunch more eyes of ender. He seems to be having the same problem as our guy from the last video. Anyhow, we finally make it down to the stronghold and he starts to dig into it and starts to explore it. He then proceeds to spend, I kid you not, 10 minutes searching through the stronghold for the end portal. Once we make it on top of the actual end island itself, he turns himself into creative mode, which, can I just immediately question, why give yourself a bunch of OP items? You're just going to put yourself in creative mode the moment you go to fight the Ender Dragon. Doesn't that make the entire cheating part of the first section entirely pointless because you don't need any of the items you gave yourself? This guy has the best bow accuracy I've ever seen. He had to shoot the end crystal at point blank range and he still almost missed it. What? He then tries to shoot the one inside of the iron bars and misses 3 different times in a row, somehow still missing the one even though he's at point blank range and still missed it. This speedrunner proceeds to spend another 5 minutes slowly doing the Ender Dragon find, finally beats the game. I give this run a 0 out of 10 because how can you be any worse than this cheater right here? I love how we immediately start off with them typing in chat and we can see their entire chat log with many different commands where they give themselves chest, flint and steel, cobblestone, a power 5 bow, and so many other bits and pieces, even advancements for diamonds in the Stone Age, making this run automatically illegitimate. Out of all the things you can give yourself in your first chest, you give yourself a flint and steel, a piece of cobblestone, a chest, and a cow spawn egg. One of these things does not look like the other, and it doesn't actually spawn in the normal, regular Minecraft world. Good on you. Let's casually start a forest fire where we collect ourselves some succulent cooked steak for the run. I don't think this guy quite realizes that baby animals don't drop anything. Well, I mean, I think you attempted to at least make it look somewhat legitimate with the first chest. Now this chest, it's just like, come on, man. Your way to make it obvious, you give yourself diamonds, diamond blocks, enchanted golden apples, a stack of enchanted bottles, and an eye of ender. Most of these things don't spawn in chests whatsoever normally, and definitely not in such a large quantity. Oh my god, so pro, you mean so cheap. And jump cut, we're now outside of the house. We've got an iron pick. The advancement was just gained because he just gave himself an iron pickaxe, and the house is almost entirely burnt down of all of its wood. Nice. Question, what the hell is a nether dragon? There are 5 levels of triggalization over there. First off, you're breaking a tree with an iron pickaxe, and then you take only 1 block from the tree in the middle when you've got a house that's burning down right beside you. It's time to play guess that thing. What is going to be underneath this mossy block that we're saying that we're going to dig in front of it? Oh my god, what is it going to be? Ding 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 ding. It's a hole that leads right down to an end portal. It's only missing a single eye of ender, which he collected earlier from one of his chests. I love how he's acting like he just did some form of glitch. Oh my god, I can't with this guy. A chest filled to the brim with netherite ingots. You don't need that many netherite ingots whatsoever in any normal situation, let alone in a speed run. Also, can we note the fact that he gave himself a power 5 bow, yet no arrows? Looks like he failed to predict his predicament over here that he's gonna need blocks to get over to the end island. You know, I'm gonna give this speed run a 5 out of 10 because this was actually jokes. If you have a question on whether these people are attempting to make these speed runs look real or not, this guy over here, the speedrun we're about to look at now, actually tried to submit his speedrun to speedrun.com and got rejected. Yes, the old chest underneath a tree trick. We've seen this one a million times before. I can see why this speedrun got rejected already. already. In this chest we've got 7 blaze rods and 8 ender pearls. You know what? It's better than what you probably would have thought was coming. You probably saw netherite gear in this chest coming, but hey, it's at least a little bit tamer. Still stuff you can't obtain outside the nether, such as the blaze rods, but hey. I love how as we go over the hill, we see a pre-made nether portal and the guy starts shaking his camera up and down like going yeah, yeah, yeah type thing, but his audio is muted. But since when does a pre-made nether portal spawn in a goddamn world without any form of ruins anywhere? Sneaky, sneaky chest on the other side of this nether portal might have something special in it. Can this kid stop spazzing out off the camera every time he sees something that he knows he put there himself? Ah, excuse me, sir, I was sorely mistaken. He's actually hidden the netherite gear inside of a chest inside of the nether. Not only that, he gave himself a shield and a bow and a stack of arrows. My goodness. Yes, let's mine through the specific wall over here in the nether hole that we've made ourselves into with the portal. When we go over in this direction, not only is there a chest, there's also got a sign saying happy 14th birthday. I still can't get over the fact that this guy tried to submit this speedrun. Give me a moment to process just exactly happened there. He opened a chest to have countless stacks of golden apples, which, okay, they may be useful, an elytra and a stack of rockets. I don't know why people think that's so useful to have in an ender dragon fight. You're gonna want that chest plate on, unless you're extremely experienced, and a stack of end portal frames, which is, again, is an item that you can't actually obtain, but hey, it's in this chest. We'll go with it. I think he realized he didn't give himself quite enough eyes of ender to make exactly the amount of things that he needed to make a portal. I mean, you could just give yourself the last few eyes of ender that you needed, but instead you give yourself another stack of e-pearls so you can craft more of them. Christ. We walk around the corner to see that there's already a pre-made end portal frame in the nether. I've never seen an end portal frame being set up in a nether beforehand, but hey, I guess we learn something new every single day. Also, side note, why do you need that stack of end portal frames if you've already made one in the overworld for you to use? What? Clearly this guy didn't set it up properly because he put all the eyes in and it does not work. Good on you. Congrats, 100%. You know, I didn't quite pick up on that cut that we had there until I realized that he now has a stack of eyes of ender in his inventory, so there must have been a cut in between the loading screens, which hey, at least you hit it. And in the middle of the ender dragon fight, he dies to the fire as well as the magic breathing from the ender dragon, so good on you. I rate this a 2 out of 10 because why the hell did you submit this to the speedrunning.com website and expect it to work? I love how quickly some of these speedruns throw the realness of them out the window. By this one, we're starting off with level 7 on the experience bar, which is impossible to do whatsoever, immediately making it fake. Again, with the chest underneath the tree thing, what's going to be in this chest? Something crazy? No, just a couple of stacks of wood. You know what? Better than just giving us the overpowered gear immediately at this point. Crafting skills level 1000 here. Why is there just a random villager in the middle of nowhere on a hill in the middle of like, because there's a villager on top of the hill. Makes sense. Perfectly normal chest, not tampered with whatsoever. There it is. There is the magical chest that has all the overpowered gear. Not only is it a full set of enchanted netherite armor, we have an enchanted sword, an enchanted bow, a single arrow, flint and steel, and a shield. Perfect supplies for a speed run. Nothing illegitimate whatsoever here. And a jump cut. I don't understand why you need the jump cut outside of the inventory. We're still in the same place. Nothing's happened for the inventory. It's just already sorted. I knew there was something missing from the other chest. You were missing your stack of enchanted apples and your stack of bread. Don't know why you need the bread if you've already got a stack of enchanted apples, but you know, do you. Yes, let's hide a stack of obsidian in one of the barrels inside of the village. Perfect, perfect. This is perfectly normal. Nothing suspicious about this. This is totally normal. A random blaze spawner in the middle of nowhere in the nether? This is completely and 100% legit. These blazes don't even have any form of AI to them. Plus, what the hell? They're dropping like a stack of blaze rods. It's not even funny. Then also a no AI enderman near these blazes, which will also drop several stacks of ender pearls because, I mean, that's legit. I like how we're 5 minutes into the speed run and it's already nighttime, so he's trying to find a bed to sleep in. Dude, speedruns don't have night times ever because it's meant to be fast. Let's just dig straight down in the well of the village. This totally won't go wrong. We won't drop into lava, or this is totally entirely legit. There may not be a stronghold below here. Well, there isn't a real stronghold below here. It's just a fake one that he made, but at least he took the effort to make a replication of the portal room, even though it's still a direct failure of that anyhow, because it's missing the iron bars on the side, but more effort than most people. Oh dear, he failed to set it up properly so it doesn't function. Good job, mate, good job. Then we have a jump cut to where it actually is working because he fixed what he did wrong. Oh my god, mysteries. Jesus Christ, that bow took like half the Ender Dragon's health in the first shot. Jesus. Anyhow, I rate that a 5 out of 10 because you know what, that was mildly entertaining with the absurdity. I like how we immediately start off with the speedrun. There's just a random chest in the ocean already. Oh, also a tamed dog there. Yeah, that's totally legit right there. Totally possible. The epitome of a fake speedrun. We've got the first chest has got enchanted netherite armor, enchanted netherite tools, a bow, and a arrows, enchanted apples, and a totem of undying. Perfectly legit, perfectly normal. Casual set time day command right there, don't worry about it. We'll just pretend that you didn't give yourself a stack of ice of enders just then. No. We spend 5 minutes searching for a stronghold because this guy clearly doesn't know how to actually search for strongholds. And then he sets the current block that he's standing on to the end portal itself. Not the end portal frames, but the actual portal that teleports you to the other dimension. And like the geniuses of our first speedrun of today, this guy also forgot to bring any form of things to cross over to the main island with. You know, for time saving, I would have given myself an ender pearl, not a stack of stone. It would be quicker that way. After spending around 4 minutes trying to fight the ender dragon, he puts himself in the creative mode and then decides to use a kill command to kill the ender dragon to beat the game. My god, what a lazy one here. I give this speedrun a 1 out of 10 because my god, dude, you didn't even try. Starting off with this speedrun, we start off immediately with 54 levels. Let me guess, you've already beaten the ender dragon, you're just going to give us a setup to do the whole merry thing before we go to it. Right behind him is a custom made building with a E made of honey blocks on top of it with some iron blocks as well as some deep slate, I think that is, and some gold blocks around the building with a door.
It's the new structure, the house of God himself.
I didn't know that Minecraft was going to make a structure for God, but I guess here we are. What's going to be in this chest? In the chest we're going to find ourselves a full set of netherite armor, an axe and a pickaxe. At least there's not a bunch of other random crap in here too. There also seems to be a fully completed nether portal behind this building as well. Oh, the coincidence are getting deeper. Anyhow, we go through the nether portal, turn around, and we're already in an area where there's already a fully completed end portal with some netherite surrounding it, which you already know this is impossible.
Oh my god, the new structure in the nether, the ender nether portal thingy.
I love how he had next to no name for this. The ender portal nether thingy or whatever the hell he says. I love how he hop into the end. There's netherite everywhere, showing exactly where he needs to go to get up and out. Ah yes, I predicted it exactly. The ender dragon's already been defeated. We walk up to the end portal, there's EXP pearls everywhere, and we just call this the end of the speedrun. I rate this speedrun a 2 out of 10 for super fast ender dragonless speedrun. Starting off this speedrun, we spawn in view of a fully completed end portal and a chest off in the distance. I wonder what's going to be over in that chest, huh? Yes, I get it. There's an end portal there. No need to jump around and act like it was a hidden discovery that you made. Ah, yes, the classic netherite armor and sword in a chest type gag. Oh, we've seen this one about 1 million different times beforehand, haven't we? Yes, I think everyone gets it that you have this beautiful netherite armor. You don't need to pretend and act like that you just found it out of nowhere and didn't actually give it to yourself. I love it when people give themselves all this amazing gear just to enter creative mode when they get into the end. Like, I don't understand doing that. You give yourself all this good gear just to waste the need of having this good gear because you just go on the creative mode to do the ender dragon fight. Like, seriously? This guy then proceeds to spend a minute going around destroying all the end crystals. We then start this cycle of continuously waiting around for the ender dragon to loop and perch again so we can hit him a few more times and then doing the exact same thing over and over again until he finally kills the ender dragon. I rate this speedrun a 1 out of 10 because did you even try? We started this speedrun video with an end portal frame, eye of ender, obsidian and flint and steel in the guy's hand, and he's also in creative mode currently. He then looks up to see an already pre-made nether portal right in front of him. My god, perfectly real. We enter the other side of the nether to see there's already a chest in on the other side, which probably is going to have some netherite gear in it. Looks like I'm wrong, it's got an eye of ender and a stack of portal frames in there, which didn't you have that on you just a moment ago? It also seems like the speedrun's been fast forwarded. He then exits the nether with a massive jump cut right beforehand. We're suddenly in survival mode finally, with only 2 hearts remaining, an enchanting table and an ender chest in front of us. In this ender chest we have a bow, a full set of netherite armor, a pickaxe, a trident, a shield and a few arrows. Great way to make the speedrun look unrealistic as possible by using an ender chest instead of a normal chest. We then walk up to a pre-made ender portal frame that has all bar 1 frame piece as well as an eye, which is all necessary to finish building this. And unlike most people who make their own end portals, he didn't fail first time. Once we get into the end, he puts himself in creative mode in order to destroy all the end crystals. He then puts himself back to survival mode in order to attempt fighting the ender dragon and dies trying. He then uses creative mode to get back to all of his stuff and then tries again in survival mode, and then beats the ender dragon in survival mode. I rate this a 2 out of 10 because at least he beat the ender dragon in survival mode. We start off this speedrun by breaking a single block from a tree, walking away and walking back, and suddenly there's a lot more tree logs on the floor. There was no noticeable cuts in here, so you know what? Very smooth. There may be a second person in the server, but very smooth. We walk up to this random flower dig dig straight down and end ourselves in a hole which has another player there in a Sly Cooper skin, apparently the digging dog. Yeah, I'm about as confused as you are here. And the other player gives him an iron pickaxe whilst holding a diamond pickaxe, which is, okay, fair enough, he's not completely cheating. I mean, this is a hole filled with diamond ore, so it won't matter that much, but hey. After only grabbing enough diamonds for a sword and pickaxe, he leaves the area behind for some reason, even though there's way more diamonds and ore that he could take for more armor or things along those lines. Our friend from before comes back and returns with a different skin now, looking more like a god-esque figure. This god then gives our speedrunner some obsidian and flint and steel, and he makes a nether portal miserably and goes into the nether. Speedrunner got lucky enough that there's a nether fortress just outside the portal he's going through, at least that's what I'm thinking. It may be cheated, who knows. And our lovely friend is back again, this time in a different skin of more of a blue fire skin, giving our speedrunner some blaze powder. I mean, pretty useful, I guess. We head back to the overworld and food starts suddenly falling from the sky. I love how this guy has no idea how to spell crocodile properly. Anyhow, we back with our friend again at the lake with a crocodile skin this time around. What is he gonna give us now? Our friend gives the speedrunners a bunch of ender pearls, which, okay, makes sense, I guess. And ender pearls come from crocodiles. Yeah, that's legit. We then spend a few minutes searching for the local stronghold. When we finally get 100-ish blocks away from where we spawn, there's actually an end portal frame on the surface of the world. Sure, mate, makes sense. We go into the end dimension and he dies and then gets TP'd back to that spot by our friend, yet again, who is back again. The speedrunner then gets put into creative mode and BC and the dragon in creative mode, absolutely making all the items he was given earlier completely useless when he just goes into creative mode to beat it. Good on you, mate. Like everyone else, I guess. I give the speedrunner 4 out of 10 because creative mode, yes. We start off this speedrun by walking up to the nearest tree, breaking a single piece of log out of it and giving himself 400 logs in his inventory. Great start, great start. This guy then starts Fortnite building around with his massive amount of wood that he has, just spamming build every time he starts jumping around for some weird reason, jumps into the ocean and starts breaking some gravel. He heads out of the water and starts Fortnite building everywhere again and then gives himself 400 pieces of steak. That's an absurd amount of food, you don't need that much. We then proceed to have a jump cut where we suddenly have nothing in our inventory, but we now have 7 levels. We've recently set our game back to survival mode and we're about to dig straight down into dirt. Oh, when the timer has jumped by roughly almost 2 minutes. He opens up the hole and there's a full set of enchanted netherite gear inside of this hole, ranging from armor, sword, and a pickaxe, as well as a flint and steel and obsidian. He then Fortnite spam builds the obsidian everywhere in order to attempt to make a portal and fails miserably. He then resets his timer for some weird reason, then fails to make another portal again, puts the last block in and finally lights it up. Anyhow, once we're in the nether, we walk around for a bit, then we go over to an area, dig a little bit of a hole, summon a single piglin, which just so happens to be a baby piglin, then gives ourselves some gold. Then after he gives a piglin the gold, we then have a massive cat and there's suddenly a bunch of blaze rods in the ground and e-pearls, which is, well, the e-pearls can be picked up from the piglins, but not this many, but blaze rods are impossible, so good on ya. Right before we head back to the overworld, he resets his timer again, and once we get into the overworld, he makes a collection of Eyes of Ender and throws all of them at once in one random direction. Good on you, mate. Our speedrunner then runs a location command, finding out that the stronghold is roughly 1300 blocks away. He then proceeds to TP to this location and digs down for the stronghold. Once he gets down there, he puts himself in spectator mode in order to try and find the portal a lot quicker. He then proceeds to spend almost a full minute slowly opening up the end portal because he has no idea what in the world he's doing. Once we get into the end dimension, he resets his speedrun timer yet again. After destroying a few end crystals, he resets his speedrun timer again, then puts himself into creative mode in order to finish off the ender dragon. One-shots the dragon with a fist because of mega strength and then turns himself back into survival mode to watch the dragon die. Anyhow, I rate that speedrunner 2 out of 10 because reset the timer, reset the timer, reset the timer, reset the timer. Hey, thanks for watching this long-ass compilation video, and welcome to the second channel. Please subscribe to it if you haven't already. We're trying to get to 1,000 before the end of 2022, if that's possible. Thank you. Click this video on screen too, and leave a like, and well, I'll talk to you guys another time.